โ Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to Answering the Bell with Stormybman, our Sunday morning call-in for this Sunday, March 24th, 2024. Listen, I apologize for my delay. My system just totally crashed on me. I wasn't even able to go live. Just about a half hour before I'm supposed to go live, my system decides to do its own thing. AI, huh? And I'm like, what is going on? My configurations were off. I couldn't get them back going. I'm like, I got less than 30 minutes before I'm live, and this is happening right now. And I had everything queued up. The show was ready to go. If you guys look in the thumbnails and stuff like that, it was all ready, all set to go. All I had to do was hit my live button. But when I went to get ready to sit down, everything just went bonkers without me initiating or engaging. So for any content creators out there, anyone that does work on computers and laptops, please be mindful that we do have external forces now that are attacking us, even though our leaders who run and engage our country, and those are people that we elect and put in office, they're not being forthcoming with you. They're not telling you the things that you need to know. And you can sit here as an individual and wondering like, oh, this is kind of goofy. That's what, but no, there's too much of this going on right now. Do you guys remember about a month ago, we had a situation where there were like cellular outages across the nation for several hours that people didn't have a means of conducting their normal day-to-day affairs. I'm not talking about you that are out here watching Pornhub and you know TikTok, but people that commerce, businesses, circumstances that we found ourselves now entrapped in because we're obligated to function that way. When we had landlines, when we had a means of doing things without this whole internet type deal, we weren't as vulnerable as we've become. So for someone to make a profit off of making that for your so-called convenience, you can be tremendously inconvenienced as a result. I'm not the only one, but I just want to put people on to waking the hell up to see what we have to contend with on a day in and day out basis, which is why we need to grow stronger and closer to one another instead of being what they prefer us to be, more isolated and individualized and separated from one another. Because always remember, the old adage is there's strength in numbers. When the numbers dwindle, so do your chances for survival. That's enough of my preaching this morning. For that, I want to say thank you for everybody that hung in there with me. I'm over, 30 minutes late with this broadcast this morning, but it couldn't be helped. If it could have been helped, I would have been on for over 30 minutes now. But I appreciate each and every one of the channel subscribers and supporters, because all I try to do is come out and bring solid content on a regular basis. I am not an advocate of drama, and I'm definitely of the mindset of forward progression. So I just wanted to kind of let you guys in on what was happening. You know, I even took down what I put on the community page, no show today, because I got the situation straightened out. But boy, did it have me in a pickle. I'm not the most astute at dealing with these devices, computers, laptops. A lot of what I've learned on the fly. And I just thank the creator that I was able to get this up and going, because I really wanted to present you with a show today. You know? And just before I was able to do so, it had told me everything that I had put up in my queue for like my audio, my soundboard, my intros and everything. It was like all of that was gone. It was like you have no they call it sources. You have no sources. I'm like, what do you mean I don't have any sources? I didn't delete anything. I'm like, what the devil's going on here? Crazy people. Crazy. I hope that you all can hear me fine. Is my audio clear? Could you please put a 1 in the chat if my audio is coming clear to you? That it's not too low. I know that we were having an issue with my audio like a week ago, and I had to go into my settings and increase the volume and everything, which is like really weird because I never decreased the volume. But like I said, AI, we're being attacked. You know? So it's just something to bear in mind, you know? But I be working at this, and a couple of brothers I talk to behind the scenes, they'll tell you, you know, I upload stuff and have it ready to go for the week. I don't just do something. I'm not a real spontaneous guy with going live. My lives are usually done on a schedule. I even have a commercial advertisement that tells you before some of my content, my videos, it'll tell you Stormybman's weekly shows. I did that. I don't know how many people even noticed that I did that, but I did that for you all to put reminders out there of what the shows are that I produce as lives on a weekly basis. You see, I do that because I'm trying to make certain that, you know, I'm working with you guys, you know. I tell you, some of you don't realize how integral all of this is, how involved. So some of us, we're more into it than others, and some of us are real basic. But we do the best that we can. So yeah. But if you can hear me fine, that's a good thing. I just want to be able to get to it. You know what I'm saying? I don't be wanting to go through all the drama. It's bad enough for me because I tell you, I get frazzled, man, when this stuff be failing and glitching and all of that. I'm no sleuth. Not in the least. We're going to get ready to kick things off with a roll call, see who's in the building this morning. I'm just putting together a final image up here because someone wrote something out there that made me realize I didn't have a specific image uploaded. So I'm trying to get that tailed off for you. And then we'll get right into our roll call. If you guys got a chance to tune in and watch those fights on DAZN yesterday, I did a post fight. Very interesting card. Dalton Smith ended up stopping Jose Zepeda, which a lot of people didn't see that coming, but you know what? There are fighters out here who, again, they're putting themselves in the best position by taking risks and chances. They're not always the guys that you're very familiar with. They're not always the guys that you know by name, you know? And that's unfortunate because we try to tell you all the time, watch boxing, watch it. You'll learn something, you know? And Dalton stopped Zepeda with an excellent body shot, a single punch to the solar plexus, a knockout punch that you don't see very often in the sport of boxing in modern day. You used to see it kind of in the older days of boxing, like when boxing was in black and white on television, and going back even earlier in dated times before then. But nowadays, to see a solar plexus knockout, amazing. And I knew once that shot landed, that fight was over. It was an amazing, abrupt end to a fight that was being contested with tactics, strategy. That's what that was. Good stuff, though. Good stuff. And what's his name? Campbell Hatton suffered his first loss yesterday. They rushed him in there with a veteran that was a little bit more seasoned for Campbell than they had hoped. But see, that's what happens. You guys, you know, these men get rushed. Campbell is trying to follow in his dad's footsteps. And sometimes, you know, you got to take your time, especially if you're a son of a so-called, you know, well-known fighter. You have to be careful with that because your opponents, they'll get up extra for you. You know what I'm saying? They may not have even fought the fight of their lives before, but they'll fight like they were Sugar Ray Robinson when they get in there with you. And see, if your coaches and trainers don't understand that, they just tell you, oh yeah, you can get on out there, man. And you know, and then he come back, what happened? What happened? He got his world rocked. That's what happened. Huh? Yeah. So let's get on down to this roll call. We got in the building right now. Brian H is out there saying good morning. Hope all is well in your neck of the woods. It is now that I'm here with you guys. Mr. Shelton is out there, LDBC or nothing, saying peace. Ratchet since 91 is in the building, saying yo, salute good people. Tay Tay, the real queen of MMA and combat talk, is out there saying, hey, Master Sifu. Royal Constrictor is out there Brian H says, don't know if you spoke on this already, but how do you see the Tim Tszyu versus Fundora fight playing out? I got a video coming on that breakdown. We could discuss a little bit of it today, but I'm not going to reveal all of my thoughts on it until we get closer to that fight. But I'm glad, to be honest, I'm glad Keith Thurman is out of it, though. I really am. Allow boxing to move forward without foolishness. That's what I say. Shamar Rashawn Shalom is out there saying salute to the sensei. Right back at you, bro. Flawless Mentality and Black Excellence, hosted by Dr. Mark, is in the building. What's good with you, Dr. Mark? T-Berry is out there as well. What's going on, T-Berry? Let's see here. Am I coming across okay with you guys? Because on one of my devices it's saying that the internet is acting up, but I don't see anything on my laptop or what I'm listening to my playback on. So I hope that everything is good, solid and stable. Jay Gibson is out there saying salute to Stormybman and the fam. Let's see who else we got. Okay, Brian, they say you can hear fine. Jay Gibson is as well. ATX Red is out there saying salute Stormybman and salute to the chat family. JDM in the building saying afternoon Stormybman and the chat. What's good with you? Mr. Shelter says Flint made Campbell's soup out of him. Hey man, if that guy had a little bit more power, he would have stopped Campbell. Campbell, those last couple of rounds, he was holding on for dear life, and the ref was letting him. That's what was. If you watch that fight, early in the fight, the ref was, when they get tied up in clinches, the ref would step in and break them. But those last 2 to 3 rounds, when Campbell was like kind of tapped out and he was just trying to hold a little bit to survive, the ref was standing there looking at him. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? Step in there and break the clinches, man. The ref was like, oh, he must have been one of Campbell's supporters. I tell you, if you're not paying attention to boxing, man, you don't realize these things. But I noticed it right away. I'm like, dude, for 8 rounds, you were breaking these guys. Now we get down to the nitty and the gritty, and Flint might get a stoppage. You're in there letting Campbell hold so tight and hard. I was like, man, they should put some slow music on. It's like, what the hell are they doing out there, man? But the judges still got the decision right. Thank goodness for that, man. Because let me tell you, man, that dude, what was his name? James Flint. He was trying, man. He was doing his best. But they were like, they were like not saying, and even the announcers, right? Because they're all over in the UK. So it's like Campbell, his dad, Ricky Hatton had a fan following that was ridiculous. If you guys think that if you guys think that Tank Davis and a couple of these guys, even Canelo, if you guys think that their fans are crazed, no. The Ricky Hatton fans were totally crazy over there, bro. That Blue Moon song and all of that stuff, those people were just like the footballers over there, the soccer players. They were just like that, man. They had the whole stadium rocking, and Ricky Hatton is in there getting his face smashed, and he's still fighting back, and they loving it. So Campbell was in there getting his face smashed, And they was loving it. But he was trying to hold on to survive. And the ref was just looking. Hey, if you ain't followed it like I have, then it's not as humorous. But that's why I'm laughing so hard, because I could obviously see what was going on. The only way that fight could have got stopped is if Flint knocked him out cold. And that wasn't going to happen because the guy only had like in 17 fights or something, or 15, I forget his record right now, but he had only had 3 knockouts, so he wasn't going to knock Campbell out. But Campbell had got tired. He was getting hit with flush shots, and he wasn't ready for the experience that this guy put on him. So I'm just saying, man, I found that so hilarious. And I enjoyed the card even more after watching that crap. Oh my goodness. Yeah, buddy. I'm looking at this stuff, man. I'm like, what's really going on? Yeah, buddy. Brian A. say the internet is fine, that I can tell. Okay, he says all clear on the UK end, JDM. Okay. T. Berry says loud and clear, Stormy. Jay Gibson says all good. Yeah, I got you guys laughing about that. Yeah, man, he was hugging on that dude, man. I was like, they need to play some slow music right about now, the way he holding on. I was like, that was crazy, man. Mr. Shelter says hooligans. Yeah, exactly. JDM says Ricky and Prince Nassim had the biggest fan bases. I don't think that their popularity will ever be topped before social media times. Man, it was really wild, wasn't it, with those two guys? It was really wild. Something just like you said, untapped. But that's exactly what that was, man. I don't know. It's just, but you know what? I wish that we could get behind boxing like that over here. It'll never happen. But I wish that we could. Because boxing is that kind of sport, man. You could be like charged up, gung-ho, ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And the sport is just that type of entertainment. But we over here, we put so much foolishness in front of what's really important. And that's the thing about America overall. We're full of ish over here. Huh? The stuff of substance and sound and everything, it's like that's eroded. It's gone by the wayside. There was a time when we were those people, but we're no longer that. We're lovers of self. We're self-indulgent. We're disrespectful to others. We invade space and place. We disregard the rules. We think they don't apply to us. And all it's like where have our fabrics of ethics gone? A total erosion in society. And then you look at the officials that are in the main offices that are governing us. Who's electing these folks? I'm not, because it's like that would make you think that your vote don't count, right? Because it's like you get a guy in there and he's stealing money from the funds and, doing all kinds of illegal stuff, having the total police force guarding him, but not out on their beats and stuff. It's like, where did we go into this? You got politicians running their positions like they're kingpins or something. It's like, man, the kingpins are the politicians now. Straight foolishness, man. Yeah. It's like, how did we get here? You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I've noticed these things, man. Not enough of us are really paying attention to what we should be paying attention to. But hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But hey, you know, we got a couple more people that came in here. Learn is in the building. What's happening with you, man? JDM says a heavyweight revival is much needed for when Wilder, Joshua, and Fury retire, which isn't that far away. Oh, there's some good heavyweights out there. They're just not from the U.S. I'm sorry to tell you. And you got a guy getting ready to come up from cruiserweight that's going to be a heavyweight, and he may follow right in the path of Usyk and Evander Holyfield and Jai Opetaia. Keep your eye on that brother, because he is not a joke. He is not a joke. And by the time those guys that you mentioned retire, there are not enough real rugged dudes to take the places of those men who will be off the scene. And you watch what happens. The heavyweight division is going to go back to guys that are 6 foot, from 6'2" to 6'4", more skill set and ability and heart and courage. You're seeing guys get by on size, length, weight, and all of that kind of stuff now. Not a lot of guys getting by on the talent and ability, and definitely not the heart and courage. Definitely not that. King Vonnie 86 is out there saying, peace. What's good with you, King Vonnie? It's been a minute. Where you been? JJ is out there saying, most of us don't know much about the people they vote in. Yeah, and they don't try to give us too much on them either, do they? That's because the news reporters and people like that, they don't ask the questions that they're supposed to be asking and getting background information on them. Look at all of these people and their virtues are like from the gutter. Back in the I want to say in the mid 80s, when they were running for president, there was a politician by the name of Gary Hart. He was exactly what America really wanted at that time, to replace Ronald Reagan, right? It was like they were tired of Reagan. So they wanted to go a different direction. And Mr. Hart was out there campaigning, and he was telling the people what they wanted to hear, and he had a nice what do they call it? His agenda, his plan for if he were elected. It all sounded nice, you know, fair. But all of a sudden, a photo appeared of Mr. Hart, who was a married man, you know, had a family and everything. A photo appeared of Mr. Hart with some young beauty sitting on his lap on a yacht. And the American people said, hell no. We don't want some playboy in the White House. It's funny because look at what has happened since. But anyway, that was back then. Okay? One photo ruined that man's entire career. Now remember, later on, Bush and what was his name? Dan Quayle, they had a different thing. Quayle had some questionable stuff, but it had already shifted. The American views have and virtues and ethics had already begun to shift, huh? And that's why it's like, and then of course we got Obama, huh? Yeah, that was, hey, what happened there, huh? Then we got Trump. Wow, that could happen. And then we have what we have presently. How do you like your mush, huh? You know, mush. You ever had what do they call that? It's not oatmeal. Come on, guys, help me out. Not cream of wheat. That stuff, they call it mush. It's like, what is that? It's like cornmeal, and it's disgusting. But people used to eat that, huh? Yeah, for breakfast, for lunch and dinner, sometimes when the families were poor, huh? It's a real thing, and the stuff was disgusting. But that's what we got now, huh? That's what we got. So that's why Stormy took himself to the polls, huh? I took myself to the polls, man. I said, enough, huh? I blew the dust off my voter registration card and I took my behind to the polls because I said I want change. I didn't say I want some change, huh? As in coins, huh? Can you spare? No, I was like, get them out of there. That's what I was saying. No, I ain't taking it no more. Mush. That's right. Hey, learn. That's what it is. It's mush, man. I just don't remember. There is a real name for it, but it's not grits. It's not grits. No, it's not grits. Mush. I forget what that's called. It's like, see, Dr. Mark is out there. He should be able to tell me what it is. Dr. Mark, what was mush, man? Remember people like in the 30s and 40s, they was eating mush. They even had it in movies and TV shows. I can't. It was a bowl of white something. I don't know, man. But it wasn't grits. It wasn't grits, y'all. Brian H. says, I never forgot the Gary Hart thing. Yeah, man. He says Bush was having his daddy disappear drunk driving issues. Man, I'm telling you. Okay. Okay, fam. I'm back. Listen. That was, again, beyond my control. What we had was some kind of a power surge. We had some kind of power surge, and that blew a circuit in my home. And I had to go reset breakers and stuff, and then I had to wait for the internet to reconnect. So I don't know what that was all about, because I'm sitting here live, I'm on with you guys, but that was one of those things. You know, I talked about early in the broadcast. I said, hey, there are things taking place. There are things happening. And a lot of us are not aware because our officials are not telling us the truth. They're not being sincere. So you guys need to be tuned in and dialed in with, you know, what's going on. You need to really be attentive and everything. But yeah, but that it can happen. It can happen at any time. Shamar is saying, "Oh damn, they messing with you hard." No, it just happens to be that it's kind of, you know, things are coming together like that. But I'm aware that there are some things happening. Listen, you guys may wake up one day and you don't have TV, you don't have power, you don't have anything, and your officials ain't gonna be told you anything about it. Well, yeah, Rashad, that's part of that too. You know, they will do that. They will do that. But you know me, I don't lie to you. You know, I tell you what's happening. I had tried to call Dr. Mark because he was one person that I know that's in the chat. I have his number to tell you guys that, you know, I had to reset a breaker in my home. That's why I had to, you know, and it kept me offline for a minute. But my whole basement power went out. Because that's why I broadcast from the basement, you know. I heard a click. I was like, shh. It was like, what? I looked over. It was like, that was weird. You know, as long as I've been here, I ain't heard nothing like that before. You know, like in the movie The Matrix, when they say they cut the hard line when they were in that building, and then they had to go into the walls and stuff. Yeah, man. It's becoming a reality. Anyway, I've opened up the call-in lines. If you guys want to call in and talk about some stuff, we can do it. Some people have fallen off because they didn't know what was happening. And when something like that happens, I wrote stand by from my cell in the chat, and then I guess people just decided to leave or whatever. But hey, you know, it is what it is. Remember, those who are with you are with you. Those who are kind of iffy and shaky, they'll show you. It's always that way. It reveals itself. But I got these phone lines open, and if you want to call and talk some boxing, we can do that. And if not, I can let you guys go to your afternoon, because I don't have to do this, and I can go and eat me something. I haven't had any breakfast, so you know, I can do what I can do and keep it moving. Salute to my brother Trick Nolte in the building. What's good with you, Trick? I see you out there. But yeah, it has been some morning for me, man. It really has been an amazing situation that I've been dealing with today. Amazing. But Coming up next weekend, we got this Zoo versus Fundora fight. A fight that actually may be better than advertised as far as the original opponent who fell out of the match, Keith Thurman. This may prove to be a better fight. Fundora is a fighter who likes to fight on the inside, though he be 6'6" and 80-inch reach. But I like to call him blind melon jellies because he can't see from distance. That's why he likes to get close to you. So the sooner that Tim figures that out, the faster that Fundora should, succumb to Tim in this fight. But the thing about it is, it's a funny Mutt and Jeff, David and Goliath type scenario, and it'll be pretty much that for anyone who faces Fundora in the junior middleweight division. But what can be said is, like, if all you do is look at how Brian Mendoza handled him, and Mendoza could punch, and Mendoza wasn't able to deal with Zoo very well at all, and Zoo applies far more pressure than what Mendoza did against Fundora. So it's going to be an interesting thing. And if Fundora was the type of fighter who used his height and his reach and fought at distance like he should be able to do as a fighter of his status and stature, he would be really formidable. But because he's limited and he engages oftentimes to his own convenience, that right there leaves him vulnerable to where other fighters' strengths can come into play. Yeah. So I want to say salute to the brother Shamar Rashan Shalom out there in that super chat. He says, to the sensei for your troubles. Hey man, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I'm just trying to make it through, man. It's like, you see, it's been a rough Sunday morning for me, but Stormy ain't no quitter. He'll come out there and I take my licks, but at the same time, I'm in the fight. I'm throwing punches back. The ref can't step in yet. So, I almost had him. I'm like Evander Holyfield, my favorite fighter. They got me all on the ropes. I've been dropped. I'm slobbering and everything. And they say, well, what you were dealing with at that moment, man? It's like, now I got him where I want him. Well, when Larry Merchant asked Evander Holyfield that after that first Riddick Bowe fight, when he was in the locker room with Evander after the fight, he's like, Evander, he had you going from pillar to post and knocked down and everything. What were you thinking in that moment? Holyfield was like, now I got him where I want him. I said, I knew there was a reason why I like that guy, man. I'll never forget that. I was like, man, this dude was almost on the brink of going out, and he was like, he's mine. If that ain't a warrior, I don't know what is. Man, I tell you, that's why I love the sport, man. That's why I love it. It's like, hey, man, we need a few more Evanders out there, huh? We do. And you know what? He's one of the few fighters. I don't think he got gift decisions. You know how fighters get gift decisions and they be like, really? Well, that fight with Lennox, it went, the scoring on that was really questionable. It should have been But I know what that was about. Don King was trying to get 2 fights out of 1. And Lennox didn't want to sign with Don. So, but really, for the most part, that was the only fight. But Evander always had to pull it out himself. Hold my beer. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, that's right. Shamar, that's the only one, that Lennox fight. Only one. But hey, man, the call-in line is open. If you guys don't want to call in, hey, you know. We have some other fights coming up this week too. This coming Wednesday night on ProBox TV is the return of Nicholas Walters, man, the missing link, huh? He's coming back against Joseph Adorno. That'll be Wednesday night on ProBox. I'm going to tune in because I want to see what the heck has been going on with Nicholas Walters, man. I made some jokes about him last week when I found out that the fight is happening. But I want to see what's going on with him. I want to see, is he still a competitive fighter? He was a good fighter when we last saw him off the scene, you know. Shamar says, Walters is back? Yeah, he is, man. This is funny. I talked about it last week when I, found out the news. I was like, yeah, Walters is back, man. After, hey, what can I say, No, Shamar's asking, what do I think about Zoo and Fundora? I already said, with the pressure that Zoo is able to put on, he's going to break Fundora down. He's going to break him down. Yeah, he's going to break him down. He said, I thought he fell off the planet. We all did. I thought he was abducted by aliens or something, man. The dude was he Jamaican, but even in Jamaica, they were like, who? It's like, even in Jamaica, you ask them, hey, anybody seen Nicholas Walters? They was like, who? It's like, Nicholas Walters, the guy that quit against Lomachenko. Who? He's fighting this coming Wednesday. He's going to fight again. He's going to take on Joseph Adorno. And he's going to be on ProBox TV. Nicholas Walters. Who? Yeah, buddy. JDM says the Matchroom versus Queensberry 5 versus 5 weights announced today. 2 heavyweight, 1 light heavyweight, 1 middleweight, 1 featherweight. And Dubois versus Hrgovic is rumored to be 1 fight. Dubois versus Hrgovic is a good fight, but it should have been Hrgovic fighting Joshua instead of Joshua fighting Ngannou. I mean, when will they stop the foolishness with us, man? Ngannou did not deserve to leapfrog over any of those other heavyweights. Hrgovic has been waiting for an opportunity against one of the top guys. He's been right there. He beat Zhang, and they just have not done what they were supposed to do. And I hate that about this sport, man. They keep letting other guys get opportunities, guys who are undeservingly. And it doesn't matter what weight class you talk about, but it's like, it's just kind of goofy. It's very goofy that they do this, you know? I'm gonna take a moment and shut down this, I'm shutting down the call-in line because ain't nobody gonna call in. That's less of a graphic I have to have on my screen. But even more so than the Walters fight, Friday, this coming Friday, is a very good card on ESPN Plus, man. Let me tell you about this card here. Oscar Valdez is coming back against Liam Wilson, and that's a good fight. But let it be said that Liam Wilson, in his fight against Emmanuel Navarrete, he dropped Navarrete. He was on his way to winning that fight, and Navarrete was able to pull it out and get him out of there. But he dropped Navarrete. He did some good things in that fight. So Valdez, who got beaten up by Navarrete himself, is coming back in this fight against Liam. So Liam has had an opportunity to come back, and hopefully he can show up against Valdez. We'll see. Trying to look at got another image to put up for you guys. Let's see here. They're putting on a lot of fights, man. It's like the only thing I don't like about what they do is that they keep overlapping cards. If they could get out of doing that, I would have a great appreciation, you know, for that. If they could stop doing that. Because I want to be able to enjoy the sport, watching the matches that I'd like to see, you know, and to be perfectly honest, a person like myself, I'll watch them all if they scatter the broadcast. You know, if they overlapping them, you're forcing me to choose. And when you're making me choose, I might choose something that is not popular because I can recognize what's a better fight. You know, casuals don't know, and they go out there and they start picking and they say, "Oh man, this fight was trash," or "This was that," you know, and it's unfortunate because they don't know, because they'll promote everything to you like it's good, but everything's not good. Now, also on this card with Valdez and Wilson in the co-main, that really should be the main event, is the minimum weight unification for undisputed between Sinisa Estrada and Yocosta Valley. Listen, guys, if you have been into women's boxing, this fight right here is Women's Fight of the Year right now. Sinisa is a great champion with 2 belts. I think she has the WBC and the WBO or the WBA. And I know Valley has the IBF and either the WBA or WBO. One of them has the other belt, but they both have 2 belts apiece. And they're coming into this fight for undisputed. And Valley is from Costa Rica, but she can fight. And she has skills. This is a don't miss type fight, which is why I'm talking about it. I got a video out about it. Listen, man, when you talk about quality boxing, this is what it is. With these 2 fighters. So you could be talking about these guys like Shakur Stevenson and all that, but who are they getting in the ring fighting? You know, Tank Davis and his people don't even want to announce that he's going to fight Frank Martin. What is that all about? You're killing ticket sales because people don't even know what you're going to do. You're either going to fight the guy or you're not going to fight the guy. You're going to fight somebody or you're not going to fight somebody. Why has got to be all this secrecy and all of this foolishness? It's crazy. But again, real boxing people, they want to know what they're dealing with so they can get ready for the next event. If you're going to continue to fool around and everything, people will just leave it alone. And then they'll go somewhere else, like maybe the PFL or the UFC and MMA and all of that. And who really wants to do that if you, at the core of things, you're a boxing aficionado? Who wants to do that? That's stupid. So these people are really fumbling the sport in their hands. And it's just a small clique of them. But you have increased their influence by just co-signing to the foolishness. I don't co-sign to that. If you go to my main page here on YouTube, look at all of the videos that I produce. Not my live streams, but my videos. And look at who I'm talking about. Just look at who I'm talking about. I'm talking about everything and everybody. You don't see a crap load of Canelo. You don't see a crap load of Tank. You don't see a crap load of Haney. You see what's pertinent. And yeah, I've made a couple of Canelo videos as of late, but they're pertinent to what's happening. Nobody wants to talk about the fact that he won't fight or has professed to not want to fight David Benavidez unless he's paid $150 to $200 million. Who has earned that? Who has earned that? And then what is David supposed to earn? You are really saying that you will ransom your ass whipping for $150 to $200 million. That's it. Because what has Jaime Munguia done to earn a fight with Canelo? What has he done? Jaime Munguia, the same young man who has turned down title shots at the middleweight division. Because don't forget, we got a strong middleweight that Canelo has not called out at middleweight. Zanabek. Why Canelo ain't called him out? He's better than Munguia. He's better than Maul Charlo. He's fresher and he's hungry. Since Canelo likes to pick on smaller dudes, why hasn't he called him out? It's a charade with this guy. So my videos are pertinent when I'm talking about him. The Munguia fight, you're joking, right? I mean, you're really pulling my leg. Munguia is a fighter who will go in there and box Canelo with respect. If Canelo hurts him, he may try to show some of his Mexican machismo and everything, but he's still treating Canelo like he's a god. He's not going in there to beat him up and take his fame and take his name and his belts and all of that. We're talking about a young man who's turned down title shots already. So he doesn't have ambition outside of securing that bag, which I'm certain he'll get because Canelo will make sure, because he's his people, right, that he'll get compensation. But we're concerned with him getting competition, which is something totally different. Totally different. And we're not sold on that. Yeah, Lewis Henson, that is a way to go, right? But for me, it's kind of tough because, you know, I got these bigger TVs and I can't put them all in one room. But yeah, listen, yeah, I agree. Remember when you could do the picture-in-picture thing? Or like you could go out to some of the store outlets and they'll have TVs lined up, but they'll have different things playing on them. I was like, you know, I don't have that kind of money to do that kind of stuff, but that would be good for watching boxing. Cause I'll be sitting there like, and I watch, you know, Chinese movies with subtitles. So what do you call it? Your vision quickness of following the action is pretty good because I read subtitles on films. So I'd be watching these fights. I'd be sitting up there. I'd love to do that. I just don't have the means to get that done. PGH Big Dog in the building. What's going on with you? Jay Grant Jr. says, I'm excited to see these women get it in. Listen, man, that fight between those two women, women's fight of the year right now. There could be something that'll happen later in the year, but right now, Estrada versus Valley is a good fight, man. Don't miss that fight. Don't miss that fight. In fact, I'm not even doing a Friday night chop session that night. I'm going to do a post-fight that night because I know how important that fight is. I am going to be looking ahead to that. I just realized I have to edit something. Let's see here. Yeah, I just edited my post fight this coming Friday because I'm gonna cover that fight after it's over, and I didn't want to have wrong names on that show. I actually had Sandy Ryan and Terry Harper's name on that card with Valdez and Wilson, and it's actually Estrada and Valley, because Sandy Ryan put it on Terry Harper yesterday. Man, she beat the crap out of Terry Harper, bro. Beat the crap out of that lady. Did a number on her. Brother Code is in the building. What's happening with you, Brother Code? I see you out there. it's been one really rough Sunday for me, man. All these interruptions and interferences. My show gets started late. Then my breaker blew. And, you know, it's like, what the devil's going on today? So you guys caught that Dalton Smith and Jose Cepeda yesterday. Listen, man. Dalton is a guy that's on the come up. He's not quite there yet, but with the way he took Cepeda out with a body shot, you gotta pay attention to this guy. You gotta pay attention to him because he's not flashy. He may be considered right now a UK version of Arturo Gatti, meaning he's a tough guy and he'll fight. But setting Cepeda up with that body shot and throwing that perfectly placed shot to the solar plexus. Wow. My hat's off, because that's something you're just not seeing a lot of. And I love to see him build upon that. See, I'm not biased. I like good boxing. I will watch fighters that perform and do their thing. And this is not about being fair and all of that, because there's no fair in this existence. No fair. No fair. But if you're crap, I'm going to say it. If you have potential, I will say it and acknowledge it. If you're great, I will acknowledge it. That's it. And it doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. But I'll tell you this, crap trainers, I'm your enemy. Because I'm going to read you the riot act. I'm going to be right on you. Because I know the difference between those who are capable and those who are incapable. Who are just trundling along. And some of your more popular names in this sport right now are shit trainers. They are. And they can get mad all they want to. But the proof is in their stank pudding. Detroit BC is out there. He says he looked good to me, Stormy. Yeah, he looked good. Dalton, he looked pretty good, man. And he was patient. You see, he was fighting a veteran fighter. And he didn't run out there and try to show the veteran fighter, look at me, I'm young, I'm strong, and I can bring it. No. He took his time, he was waiting, and boom. Cepeda was supposed to set him up like that. You see? Marcus says there was a geomagnetic disturbance today. Maybe that's what blew out my circuit. I don't know. I just hope my car starts when I go outside. Because, you know, they put all this electrical stuff in the cars now. I remember when it was a carburetor. You understand? They got all this electric shit in there now, and it's like, man, I keep telling you, they set us up for the trap. They put all this stuff and make it where you don't have no alternative. Your alternative outside of this, all of this electro stuff, is to get a bike, huh? Can't no electric magnetic do nothing to a bicycle, huh? And if you're smart and you got a family, you get you one of them bikes that's made for 3 or 4 people, huh? With the little canopy thing on the top. They used to have them in the parks out here in Chicago. You could rent them for a day. You go riding. You get on there, you got a little steering wheel and the pedals, and it's a seat for 2 people in the front and 2 people in the back. Get you one of them. You ain't gotta worry about no GO nothing, huh? You have to worry about that physio, cardio to get you down to where you gotta go. Salute to my brother Drew Titan out there. Says in the gym, listening. Salute to the chat. Jimmy Bernard says, what's good, Sensei? Salute to the chat. Yeah. Brother Code, I see you out there as well. I see you out there. Tired. Not physically tired like I need to sleep, but it's mentally, it's like I dealt with a lot this morning, y'all. You have no idea how I started off and everything had gone kaput with my system. Then we had this outage. It's like, man, how long will you? Stormy ain't even had no meal yet. I gotta get me something to eat. Some nourishment. Also next Saturday, you guys, we got a fight coming up with this guy, Jose. Is it Jose Ramirez? You know, Guido. Huh? Gerdo, whatever his name is, Ramirez. Listen. He needs, it's a cruiserweight fight. He's taking on this guy, what's his name? Arsen Gulamirian. Man, these names. He must be Greek or something. But Gulamirian is coming in there. And he's 36 years of age, 6'1". Cruiserweight. Gilberto, I called him Jose. Gilberto Ramirez. Wait a minute now. I just went and looked at his box rec. Now see, this is freaking ridiculous. Guillemarian is coming into this fight against Ramirez with a record of 0 wins, 1 loss, and 0 draws. No knockouts. Gilberto's record is 45 wins, 1 loss, and 30 KOs. How do you think that this fight is gonna go? I'm serious. And Golden Boy is putting this on. Man, this is some bull crap. I wouldn't even recommend you watch this fight, people. There's much bigger fish to fry, and that'll be Fabio Wardley taking on Frazier Clark. Big Frage is going in there to challenge Fabio, and this is a UK heavyweight matchup between two young UK heavyweights. Fabio is about 28, 29 years old. Big Frage is about 30 years old, but he's only got 8 or 9 fights. Fabio's got about 17 fights, but Fabio doesn't have the amateur career that Big Frage has. So this is a battle for who can take the next step and be the next up-and-coming young heavyweight in the UK, coming out of the UK. Fabio already defeated in his last fight that guy, David Adelaide, who had more mouth than fighting ability. And Fabio destroyed him and his mouth and his career all at the same time. Kudos to Fabio. And Big Frage, if you pretend to, a fighter like Fabio is going to expose it. He's going to expose it. There's no way around that, because Fabio is the kind of guy, he's hard hat, lunch pail, work boots, and Wrangler jeans, That's what he is. And I like that kind of fighter, because those kind of fighters thrive amongst all of these pretenders of today. They truly do. Clarence McLean, I see you out there. He says, salute my people, Stormybman Sensei, what's good? Smash that like button. Yes, sir. So those are good fights on the horizon. The Clark Wardley fight for Saturday, the Zoo Fondura fight for Saturday, and then of course that Valdez Wilson card from Friday night. You guys, I'm trying to tell you, I know I sound like I'm cheering on this thing, but you must tune in and watch Sinisa Estrada when she takes on Yocosta Valley, because that's a damn good fight right there. That's like Spence versus Crawford level of good fight for undisputed. That's right, JDM. I like Fabio Wardley. I was watching him early on, and I felt like they stopped a couple of his fights early to, kind of keep the knockout streak going. But what I've noticed about him is, in the ring, when he is challenged, he turns it up to another level. And you don't see that a lot. You remember Evander Holyfield was noted for that, right? Evander was the kind of fighter, if you go out there and you just box him and you boxing, you competing like that, that's cool. But if you went out there and tried to knock Evander out or get after him aggressively, he would rise to the occasion. And then turned out that the guy that was doing that didn't have as much warrior spirit as he had. And then he would dominate. Guys like that can be very dangerous. So Fabio is showing me something that hasn't been seen in a little while. There's another fighter, but he's not yet at the heavyweight division to do that, and that's Jai Opetaia. Opetaia relishes competition, and he gets in there and gets after it. If you can take it, good. Then you're in a fight. If you try to get him, he's gonna dig deep and try to get you back. I like that. That makes a difference amongst these fighters of today. Champion Hart, I see you out there, bro. How you doing today? says hit the like button, people. Yeah. Then, of course, we ain't forgot about this one, right? We ain't forgot. Coming up April 20th, huh? We ain't forgot. I'll just be glad when it's over. When it's all over, I'll be happy. Put one more up here before we get ready to get out of here. Only thing I don't like about this one is they put the wrong guy's name first, but I still like the image. That's why I'm gonna put it up as my particular talking point discussing the match. What's really funny is, well, I'll show it to you guys first before I make the comment. This right here. Rolly Romero when he takes on Isaac Cruz, man. I like this because you know what? These two guys, I think this is gonna be a good fight. But what I was gonna say about the image is they could put that muzzle on both of them. Because Rolly, he say some outlandish stuff himself. So it's like, why not put a muzzle on both of them? But I expect this to be an action-packed affair, man. I really do. Isak gonna try to get in that dude's grill, man. And he gonna try to knock Isak's head off. I'm telling you. This is gonna be a good fight, man. This is gonna be a good fight. But the image here just got me cracking up. That's why I say I wanted to show you guys this particular image. Whoever made this artwork is good. But it's like, they should have put a muzzle on both of these guys. Oh my goodness. And of course, you know, Rolly's name should be first because he's the champion in this. But yeah, man, why not, you know? But see, it's fights like this that can keep the fans entertained in between the bigger fights. You know what I mean? It's like, we need matches like this. You really do. Huh? You need these kind of matches because somebody is gonna, sometimes the person that should win doesn't. And it's like, that's what makes these really interesting. You know what I mean? So, but I look forward to it, man. I look forward to it. See, some of you guys out there laughing, like I said, it's like, it's funny, right? It's like, it's funny, but there could be some truth to what Stormy is saying. I keep telling you, I don't lie to you about this stuff, man. These guys are something else, man. But listen, if you love boxing, then you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. That's all. If you love boxing, you know what I'm saying. So next weekend, man, we got our work cut out for us, you know? We got our work cut out. Oh man, it just came up on my news feed that Sky Sports Boxing has a premiere in 30 minutes. Fabio Wardley and Frazier Clark. I'm gonna check that out. I want to see what these two guys got to say about each other. Yeah. Good stuff right there. Yeah, but I know I kicked this off a little late today because of the, you know, the troubles I was having behind the scenes. But I'm gonna get ready to head out of here. But before I do, I want to let you guys know that we have to hear from the brother, the Focus Ball, huh?
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a focus ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a focus ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a focus ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a focus ball. When you train with the focus ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the focus ball now.
Yeah. Get you some of that merchandise, man. Whether it's some Stormybman merchandise or the focus ball. That's what you got to do, man. To stay in the game. Yeah. But I want to thank everybody that hung in with me tight today, man, because it's just been an off-brand day for my broadcasting. And you guys were real troopers. Some came back, others came in, while others went away. And that's hey, it happens that way sometimes, but it was way beyond my control. But thank you so much for those who hung tight. Those that sent the super chat, hey man, thank you as well. All I'm trying to do, again, is to continuously bring you quality content here off of this channel, talking the great sport of boxing. So with that being said, we're going to get on out of here. You guys can return to your Sunday and enjoy the rest of your day. I want to say shout out to the mighty LDBC, and we'll catch you next Sunday for an Answering the Bell. Peace to everybody.
What do you think of Negroes?
As good as any white man.